Shabbat Shalom, family. Good to see everyone here. Hope you're doing well. Well, we're going to talk about what happened when the reporters confronted Donald Trump over the conditions that the U.S. Navy out there by the Straits of Hormuz have been existing. And they told that, the reporter told Donald Trump, this is what we're hearing from the family. And Donald Trump immediately dismissed it. And they also was asking about how long they've been out there because it was only supposed to be 6 months and it's been 9 months. And Donald Trump's reply was they haven't been out there long enough. So they're supposed to be sending the USS George Washington to relieve them so that they can leave. And I don't know where they're going to be headed, but they're supposed to be replaced. Now, my question is the ship you're replacing them with, are they going to end up in the same predicament? Because they very well could. If you're claiming it's hard to get supplies and food in and out of there, ultimately, won't they end up in the same situation? Wow, it really sucks being part of the military under Donald Trump. It really, truly does. But my heart goes out to the men and women from our community that are out there. You know, Unfortunately, we are tied up in the military in this country. So, of course, our people will also be out there suffering. So, let me go ahead and share my screen. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Has the deployment's gone on too long? Are you worried
No,
about
no,
mental
no.
health?
Not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
Before boarding his plane today on August 14th, Trump was speaking with reporters. And one of the reporters brought up what is currently going on, with the concern the military families have when it comes to their loved ones being on that USS Lincoln. And baby, he said that they're not concerned. This man said that the families are not concerned. And then the reporter proceeded to say, are you concerned with the mental, what's going on? He says no. And then she also said, well, what about the deployment? Has it gone too far? Baby, this man said it hasn't gone far enough, or it has not been long enough. Says the man that has never served. And since he had that to say, someone might want to tell him at the end of that video that I watched that CBS posted, baby, you need to check the back of your hair. Because, baby, it was flying here, there, and everywhere. That's the video.
Democratic lawmakers are calling for an investigation into conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. The aircraft carrier has spent more than 250 straight days at sea as part of its deployment in the Middle East. Military families have reported food and supply shortages, broken plumbing, and worsening mental health among crew. Some sailors have reportedly tried to jump overboard, prompting calls for an official inspection. NPR has not independently confirmed these details, which were first reported by the Navy Times. The Navy disputes reports of an increase in suicide attempts and says mental health support is available aboard the ship. Steve Walsh of member station WHRO has more.
A defense official told NPR that the Navy is sending the carrier USS Washington to relieve USS Lincoln. The Lincoln has been at sea continuously for over 250 days, breaking records set during the COVID era, when ships were intentionally kept away from ports. Democratic lawmakers are demanding answers from the Pentagon after reports of food shortages and lack of adequate mental health care on board the carrier. CENTCOM says a sailor was rescued after falling overboard August 3rd. Supply lines have been stretched as the Navy's hub in the region at Bahrain has been under periodic attack since the start of the war with Iran. For NPR News, I'm Steve Walsh.
President Trump is dismissing claims that families of service members on board the Lincoln are concerned for their loved ones' health and safety.
That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Has the deployment gone on too long? Are you worried
No,
about
no,
mental
no.
health?
Not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
I'm Ryland Barton, NPR News. For more of today's news, check out NPR News Now, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Oh, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Has the deployment gone on too long? Are you worried
No,
about
no,
mental
no.
health?
Not nearly long enough.
Hey, that nigga is playing in your face. He just pretty much said your sons and daughters are liars. Matter of fact, they can stay out there longer. Mind you, he dodged a draft because he said he had bone spurs. He dodged a draft and he had bone spurs. And he's sitting up here telling you about your sons and daughters MAGA. I'm just saying, if it was me, I'd be a little upset. That's crazy work. That nigga's playing in your motherfucking face. He's just saying anything to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck official news. That's crazy. Imagine your baby call you on the phone, talk about some, mama, I'm starving. I ain't got no food on this ship. I've been starving. It smell like shit. I want to go home. I'm losing my mind. And then the president go up there and say, yeah, your baby lying like fuck. Whew.
President Trump just insulted the U.S. military and their families twice in literally 1 minute.
Service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not.
First, he called U.S. service members and their families liars. Then he said this.
Has the deployment gone on too long? Are you worried
No,
about
no,
mental
no.
health?
Not nearly long enough.
When is enough enough?
Listen, Democrats called for Pete Hegseth to be fired today. Good. Get the motherfucker on up out of here. There should never be any reports ever came out saying that the military is living up under them conditions on the motherfucking ships, man. Problem with water, can't use the bathroom, no food, mental problems, trying to jump off the side of the man, listen. You would have never known this shit the way him and Trump come out in front of these cameras and lie every goddamn day. You'd think them folks over there eating lobsters. But see, you got concerned parents of some of them soldiers. And they exposing every motherfucking thing because they can't get a hold to their loved ones. And then the last time they talked to them, they were telling them the conditions that they was in. Thank y'all for goddamn exposing these nasty motherfuckers, man. And guess what? It's going to be some more wives and mamas and them come out and let you know what's going on with them soldiers. Just wait. It's coming. But Pete Hegseth, that bitch does got to go. That's why you always see him sweating and wiping his nose and all this crazy shit because he know he fucked up. This little Fox host motherfucker has no business running nothing. Nothing. Unplug everything in the house around him. But anyway, Trump get out in front of the cameras today. And the reporter asked him, did he hear about what's going on the ship? Oh, it's not real. It's fake. It's not real. It's fake. So you dismissing, Lord have mercy, boy. You don't even care about his own troops. Then she comes out and asks him, do he think they've been out there long? He said they haven't been out there at sea long enough, in his opinion. You know what that means? He's keeping them. They're not coming home. That's what I'm telling you. Trump gonna see this shit all the way fucking through, man. Them soldiers are stuck hostage at that motherfucker, boy. Whoo! They ain't see this one coming. But that's what type of fucking country we in right now, man. But I hope they get Pete Hegseth out of there, man. You can't handle another week with that motherfucker in there. And they need to go ahead and impeach this motherfucker right here, man. I'm telling you. How long you think them troops gonna stay on them ships before all hell break loose on that bitch amongst each other? If they live it in them type of conditions, everybody walking on edge in that motherfucking. Y'all step out there. Get it out the mud.
Donald Trump actually just said this out loud. He was asked about the awful conditions on board of the USS Abraham Lincoln, which is stationed in and around the Middle East for the Iran war, and reports that people are jumping overboard because the conditions are so bad. And this was his response.
Members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
Well, no, that ship is moving. No, they're not. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Has the deployment gone on too long? Are you worried
No.
about
Not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
What? So just to be clear, Donald Trump is asked about these family members who are concerned for their loved ones who are on this ship, and he says, no, they're not. They're not concerned, even though all of them are saying they're concerned. And then he says that the deployment hasn't gone on long enough. Like, what, he wants the Iran war to be longer? He wants to extend it? He wants our troops stationed over there to be there for longer? If it wasn't already clear, Donald Trump doesn't care about anybody but himself, and he certainly doesn't care about our service members, not even a little bit.
So this is getting really bad. Trump just said that our service members on the USS Lincoln haven't been out there long enough. And I really hope they didn't see that. I have been hearing from families that are desperate to get their family members off that ship. And Hegseth, while sitting in front of his makeup counter, says he has great respect for our service members. He has so much respect that he's calling them liars for saying that they don't have enough food, liars for saying that they don't want to wake up in the morning, liars for saying that people are trying to jump off the ship, knowing full well what will happen to them. I'm afraid that they are intentionally at this point keeping them on that ship because they don't want them to come home before the midterms to tell us what's going on, to tell us the truth. You cannot keep human beings on a ship like this. And by the way, they weren't all prepared for this. Some of them thought they were going to be doing other things, and they changed course and brought people on the ship that aren't necessarily trained or prepared to be on one this long. You cannot treat human beings like this and then expect them not to crack. They have no idea right now when is the next time they will see land. They are intentionally keeping them in the dark. And sometimes with our service members, yes, it's a good idea not to tell them what's going on at home, like if somebody passes away. But at this point, keeping them in the dark is tremendously harmful to them and their families. They don't care. Trump, Hegseth, this Republican Party, they don't care about our service members. It's obvious.
So there you go. And you know what, y'all? They didn't give them any indication of when the USS George Washington will even arrive. They don't even know. It could be weeks, it could be a couple of months. They don't know. They don't even know if the thing has already set sail. Boy, I tell you what, at this point, anybody thinking about joining the military and you're watching this, I sure hope you change your mind. I sure hope you change your mind. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. And the Bible study is at 1:45. So those of you that are always there, I will see you. And those of you that won't be there, have a wonderful afternoon. Shabbat Shalom, family.